Hi students, how are you all doing? This is Dr.Arindam and today we'll be discussing few important topics from molecular biology or genetics, okay? Mainly for Viva and MCQs. Well, for theory, you can follow the competencies as well as your previous 10 years question, but few things will remain, untouched if you just blindly follow the 10 years, okay? And if you want to score good marks, molecular biology is a very important area, conceptual area. And moreover, for MCQ, you need to study some good topics anyway. So today we'll be discussing those. And if you have passed first professional MBBS and if you are preparing for PG exam, okay, NEET PG, then also next whatever, these will also help you nevertheless, okay? So let's look at these topics. So if you have already covered them, it's fine. If you have not, just read them, make sure you know them if you want to score good marks before your first professional MBBS Viva exam, okay? See, so I have covered very basic topics, okay, because these will also help you to pass nevertheless, okay? So number one is nucleotides, nothing special, purine nucleotides, pyrimidine nucleotides, you need to know their structure, that is the ring, and one example of each, that is one purine nucleotide and one pyrimidine nucleotide. Okay, just not know, you should be able to draw as well. For image based MCQs as well as in Viva, examiner may simply pass a piece of pen and paper to you and ask you to draw. So if you know that, it will score very good marks, okay? Next is Lesch-Nyhan syndrome, very important because I have covered both nucleotides and nucleotide chemistry, metabolism and genetics, okay? So Lesch-Nyhan syndrome is very important, GPRTase deficiency. So I'm not going to discuss every topic in detail, I'm just giving you the topics, so it's up to you to read. In Lesch-Nyhan syndrome, you need to know the enzyme deficiency, the enzyme for which Lesch-Nyhan syndrome is famous, okay? Also, you need to know what are the clinical features, okay? People tend to chew their own fingers, extremities, okay? And the inheritance. What is the type of genetic inheritance? Autosomal dominant, recessive, X-linked. You need to know that, okay? Next, very important, DNA polymerase types. We often confuse that, so it's a very important topic that to revise at the last moment, both prokaryotic and eukaryotic DNA polymerase type and what their roles are. Okay, which enzyme does proofreading, which enzyme has got 3' to 5' exonuclease, which has got 5' to 3', which enzyme has got the highest fidelity, that is the number of processivity, all you should know, okay? DNA polymerase. Also in relation to DNA polymerase, you should also know Taq polymerase. I will be coming to that later very soon. And the same goes for RNA polymerase also. So both DNA and RNA polymerase types and their function you should know, okay? Next, I have included Tata box because regulation of transcription is very important, okay? And Tata box will come as a short note in theory and it will also be asked in Viva. It's one of the most favorite topic and basic topics because if you fail to answer anything, our examiner may even start with Tata box. So please don't even think of going to Viva without knowing something about Tata box, what is consensus sequence, from where this TATA comes, okay? All these things are important. Next, Shine-Dalgarno sequence. I have nothing extra to say regarding this, similar thing. So please know about Shine-Dalgarno sequence before you go to Viva. Next, genetic code, very important, and this is actually very easy because we all read it from our NCERT plus 2 lessons, not plus 2, even before that, class 7, 8, 9, 10, we all read. So what are the features of genetic code? If asked, you should be able to tell each and everything in one breath, okay? You shouldn't think twice, and if you start scratching head if you are asked genetic code, then it's a very negative impression, okay? Types of RNAs, very basic question. mRNA and tRNA especially you should know along with their structures, okay? Very basic thing. Lac operon, it will come as a long question. You will be asked about what is operon model, how it works, okay? So all the enzyme, 3 enzyme ZYA, LAC-Z, LAC-Y, how it happens when glucose is present, when galactose is present, how the operon works, how it is inhibited, everything is very important. Next, a bit of RNA importance. You may say it's not the most important, most easy topic, yes, but you need to know siRNA, small siRNA and microRNA, small interfering RNA and miRNA. Both you need to know what is the role of dicer, drosha. I mean, if you have prepared all these topics before this, then you should always study RNA interference. Mind it, I am not telling you these are must know topic just to pass. No, these are topics to score good marks, and I am always confident that my students who are watching this video always seek to score good marks above average. Okay, so RNA interference I have chosen for you. Regarding some technique, microarray, just prepare it for a short note, the process, the principle and the applications. Okay, especially the medical applications of microarray technology. Just 3 headings it will do. Next, very important, epigenetics and genomic imprinting, mainly for PG students. For UG students, you just need to know the name. I mean, what do we mean by epigenetics? If you want, I can take a whole lecture on epigenetics. Is very interesting, something other than genetics that is determining the changes that we inherit from our ancestors. Okay, there are so many important factors, DNA methylation, etc. I'm not going into details. So factors that determine the epigenetic outcome and genomic imprinting, just prepare 1 or 2 lines just for Viva, because these are the advanced level question. When you have answered things quite well, examiner might indulge in these topics, and if you are able to say even these, 100% guaranteed honors or distinction marks is awarded to you, right? Moving on, regarding techniques, PCR and RT-PCR is of immense importance now, especially because of the COVID situation. Okay, so you should know what is polymerase chain reaction. Remember, RT-PCR is reverse transcriptase PCR. It is not real-time PCR. Okay, so normal PCR and real-time PCR. Reverse transcriptase PCR and real-time reverse transcriptase PCR. So what's the difference between RT-PCR and what's the difference between real-time PCR, that you should know. Okay, so if I have not mentioned, I should also mention real-time PCR, because we are doing that a lot for COVID. So the basic principle, what are the steps, what is the role of Taq polymerase, what is the role of magnesium ion, all these you should know. Regarding DNA repair, again you should know all the process, because each of them will come as a short note, and for Viva you should be able to say, I mean describe how the repair process works, and you should be able to say at least one disease that is produced if that repair mechanism is defective. For example, nucleotide excision repair defect will produce xeroderma pigmentosa. I am just giving you an example. Okay, so just remember this for Viva. Again, I am repeating here, I think, codons. So what is the property of the triplet codons, how mRNA identifies them, what is the excuse me, do I need to edit this stuff? I don't think edit, because if I was teaching you in real life, I would have coughed anyway. Sorry for that. So codons and how the DNA anticodon arm identifies them, how translation happens. So all these things are important. Regarding the process per se, both post-transcriptional modification and post-translational modification are important for Viva and MCQ purpose. Remember, these may come as short note, but for theory question you might get the process of transcription, the process of translation, or the process of replication, but the post-transcriptional and translational modification are a topic of choice for MCQ and Viva. Okay, so you should also pay attention to these as well. Next, the type of mutation will come as a short note. So point mutation, frame shift mutation, give one example, nonsense, missense, silent mutation, you should know that, right? Heterochromatin, you prepare short note. You already know what is euchromatin and heterochromatin from your +2 knowledge, right? So just go through. This is very important, Klinau fragment, especially for MCQ. Do you have any idea what is Klinau fragment? If you know that, I mean during watching this video, if you know that, please write it in the comment section, or even this is your task of the day, you just mention, even if others have mentioned in the comments, you just mention, read it up, Klinau fragment, what is Klinau fragment, write what is Klinau fragment in one sentence in the comment section. Okay, that's my request to you, or that's a task. Next, mitochondrial DNA, how does it differ from normal DNA? Okay, how the reproduction, the structure, what are the genetic codes, that is the starting codon for mitochondrial DNA is different from normal genomic DNA, and then the inheritance, that is mitochondrial DNA is inherited maternally. So how mitochondrial DNA works and what is the difference from normal genomic DNA is again a point of interest in case of MCQ and Viva. Next, sickle cell disease, very important point, mutation, glutamic acid replaced by valine or valine is replaced by glutamic acid. This is the main confusing thing that happens in Viva. So you please make sure you don't reverse the change. Okay, what happens due to that mutation, how sticky patches are formed, why sickling occurs, how the concave conformation is lost, all those things are very important topic for Viva. It is actually a molecular biology type of question, even though it appears sickle cell disease and anemia. Okay, but the main reason is the point mutation. So it's a very important topic that is asked in relation to molecular biology. So mutation invariably will lead to a question from sickle cell anemia, right? Regarding the nucleotide metabolism, yes, not very much is interesting. I mean, it's pretty boring because you also need to read the de novo synthesis of purines, de novo synthesis of pyrimidine. Also, you need to know the the purine salvage pathway. So I have shortlisted and crumpled it very much, cramped it, the whole thing. So Leishman syndrome from the purine salvage pathway and pyrimidine synthesis. Here you need to know two important things. Number one, the CPS2 enzyme, okay, the carbamyl phosphate synthetase 2 enzyme will be asked where this enzyme, in which step it's used, and also it has an isoenzyme, that is CPS1, that is used in urea cycle, very important, invariably it will be asked. And number two, the process of thymidylate synthesis, or how thymidylate synthesis occurs, that is actually a PG level question. I don't think it will be asked in UG, but no, thymidylate is basically pyrimidine. So that is a very important metabolic reaction that has got multiple implications that will come in PG. So if you are studying for PG, just read the step of thymidylate synthesis and the step that follows before thymidylate synthesis, because it is related to again the same thing, donation of 1 carbon, vitamin B12, folate, everything is involved, okay, and also carbamyl phosphate synthetase. Next, and this is the last slide of today, that is for the long question, if you have to choose this year from replication, transcription and translation, I will vote for translation. But mind, this is just my perspective and I have 100% probability of being wrong. Okay, so if you are a good student, you already know what is transcription and translation. Okay, but for the last minute revision, especially during my undergraduate days, I used to forget about translation mainly. So I have included translation because this is my personal list. Okay, this is not written, this is not a gospel that I will say and this will come, right? And again, I am telling you, nucleotides, I am repeating myself here. Why? Because this is important. Okay. Next, see, DNA methylation. Again, this is a part of epigenetic. Okay, so this slide maximum thing is repeated. I already included genomic imprinting along with microarray. So please note this, genomic imprinting is very, very, very important. I should have struck it out. It's actually repeating the whole thing. Next, last two things is regarding recombinant DNA technology, hybridization technique, how hybridization takes place, what are the dyes that we use, fluorescent dye or autoradiography. So what is a hybridization, what in northern blot, southern blot, everything we do hybridization with the complementary DNA probe, in chromosome walking, everything we use hybridization. So these are important. And last but not the least, blue-white assay. What is blue-white assay? Well, this is strictly for AIIMS NEET PG. Okay, right now there is no AIIMS NEET PG because everything is unified, but AIIMS had this tendency to give blue-white assay, and since all the peripheral institute always try to follow what AIIMS did once upon a time, they may also give blue-white assay in your MCQ. It's nothing, it's just a test that is run in culture media regarding recombinant DNA technology. So just give it a read and then you are done. So please let me know if you need any video regarding any topic from these. in recent times, because I know your prof is almost knocking on the door, right? You are reading for your terminal exam, and after terminal exam there will be no time to study for prof, right? You should always revise. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you, and please let me know in the comment section, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming exam. Stay safe and take care.